Channel 1 TV. Tonight, we are privileged to have two distinguished personalities to join us in our discussions. On my left is a very good friend, JCI 2025 National President, in the person of Mr. Frederick Nuritek. Frederick, you are warmly welcome.
Thank you very much.
Volunteers TV show.
Thank you. It's a
And
pleasure.
on my right is our very good friend, all the way from Mauritius. In fact, he's just arriving in Ghana right today, and we want to welcome him to Ghana. He's JCI Vice President Yudish Rohi from Mauritius. Yudish, welcome to Ghana.
Thank you.
And welcome to Volunteers TV show.
Thank you.
On Channel 1 TV. I would like to start with the host of Yudish, the president of JCI Ghana, Frederick. Frederick, how is JCI currently doing in Ghana? And before even telling us about how JCI is doing in Ghana, tell us a bit about JCI and what the organization does.
All right. Thank you very much, and greetings to your viewers. It's a pleasure to be on this very wonderful show. I must commend you for projecting volunteerism through this platform. JCI is a very big and beautiful organization. That's the Junior Chamber International. It's an international organization, as the name depicts, and we are global. We operate in more than 100 countries across the globe. Headquarters in the United States, St. Louis. So in Ghana, which is one of the national organizations of JCI, I would say that we are an active youth group, and generally we call ourselves active citizenship. And what we do is to solve problems, basically. We see ourselves as the driving force of changing the situations that we find ourselves, situations that we find as not convenient, or the ideal situation that
So you might say you are solutions to problems.
Exactly. We are solution makers.
Okay.
Yeah, so we don't operate in vacuum. We usually work in a framework to guide us, and the Sustainable Development Goal is one of the key frameworks that JCI has adopted to try to support wherever we are in terms of the country to achieve the set targets or goals around the Sustainable Development Goals.
Okay.
So, for instance, if you come to Ghana, we also have a framework which is international that we use. We call it the Action Framework from JCI, which provides a step-by-step process of how to first identify the problem together with those that matter. So, for instance, in a community where you find yourself, if there's a pressing issue around sanitation, the first thing is to do an analysis of the issue. Where is the problem coming from? Who is causing it? How can we address it? And that you do together with these stakeholders, as the community members, law enforcement agencies that are supposed to support curb these kind of problems. And then together you develop an action or an intervention to be able to solve this problem. Once that is done, you take action, you evaluate the action to see the success of it. If there's a need to revisit the plan that was developed, you quickly will do that together with the stakeholders again. Once you notice that, the problem is fixed, as you said, we are solution makers. So with that, you're able to say that, yes, we have solved the problem.
That's right.
And then you now look out for the next problem.
That's right.
Yeah, so JCI Ghana has been in existence for quite some time now, and currently we have 5 chapters, one in Tamale, where I actually belong to. We have 3 in Accra, and we also have 1 in the Takwa. Yeah, we call that City Minds.
Okay.
Yes. So we come together every quarter at the national level to discuss issues of interest in terms of our development, our individual development as members. Also take advantage of business opportunities within the network that we find ourselves.
I'll come back to you first. But Rohi, you are the international vice president of JCI. What are some of your roles as international vice president of GCI?
Okay. So, as international vice president, there are different duties that we are assigned to. It's really defined in our constitution, and normally it's being part of the board of directors. So we have a board of directors that is elected to serve the whole JCI. That's mentioned by the national president, Fred, that we have JCI in all countries, but we have one board that is really there to set the vision, to set the direction, and we are elected each year. And as part of the vice president, we report to, it's a really, I would say, hierarchy, where we report to the executive vice president, which are assigned, which are in 4 different zones. And here I'm part of Africa, so I report to the executive vice president, which is Saidu Sanu, who is part of Africa, and then he reports to the board.
Okay.
Now, part of the duties is that we are assigned to different countries. We are assigned to different countries, and the country where I come from, I'm not assigned because it's obviously my country, Mauritius. I can't be assigned to Mauritius, but I'm assigned to, this year I'm assigned to 7 countries, from whereby I have also Ghana.
Yeah.
And as part of the assignment, I have to do an evaluation and also a monitoring in terms of the action plan put in place by the board of directors. So each year we have an action plan, and the action plan is in terms of the visions, the missions of JCI, in terms of young leaders. So that's a bit in a nutshell.
Before I go back to national president,
Yeah.
so what are the expectations of the international organization, that JCI, for instance, this year? What do you intend to do? What are the actions you are taking? What are you doing?
Okay, so this year actually it's most of the actions have been mentioned in the action plan. So one of the things is that we are really here to, let's say, promote leaders. So in terms of promotion of leaders, we are continued in the different programs that we have actually, is in terms of the recognizing young leaders from 18 to 40. It's a program we call it the TOYP, TOY. Top, the young outstanding person. And we have also one of the programs that I'm thinking about is the CYE, Creative Young Entrepreneur.
Okay.
And let's say being part of Africa, we have a large, large number of youth population. And in terms of this, one of the things that have been also pointed out is from the different reports of the World Bank is that we also have a high level of unemployment. So not everyone can be employed, but one thing is that JCI also think about it is that we need to be enterprising, we need to entrepreneur. If we think about the French word entrepreneur, so that's how we call about the creative young entrepreneur. We need also to be enterprising leaders. And in this vision of thought is that we have a program called the Creative Young Entrepreneur.
Okay.
Going forward, we also have some programs where we, as leaders, as young people, we also need some platform, we also need some practice, how we speak to people, and what are the different exchanges we can have. So we have programs like public speaking and debate, because we need to debate in a constructive way to go forward. If there are also different types of programs, but one thing that I'm remembering right now, it's about trainings.
Okay.
So in terms of training, there's one thing that I really like is about how we conduct our meeting.
How we conduct our
meeting.
Okay.
So our meetings, it's mostly based on parliamentary procedures. This is based on the Robert's Rule of Order. Why we do that is that all the people who gather should have a chance to speak, should have a chance to contribute. And this is also a way to give our young leaders a voice, where they can voice out what is happening, and they can also feel part of the group.
So you mentioned a few programs, the 10 outstanding young persons that you go across the globe. You do the creative young entrepreneurs. You also have the debates and other public speaking competitions. Here in Ghana, President Frederick Nurite, we are confronted with a number of challenges. Some in the areas of health, some in education, some in environment, a number of challenges as a people. Which of these challenges have you been able to identify as an organization that you are working towards providing solutions for?
All right. So yes, thank you very much. I would say that the issues in our community, Ghana, are numerous, and we can't solve all in one day. Certainly, like I mentioned earlier, we usually work with a framework on diagnosing the problems in the first place. So for JCI Ghana, we have been very deliberate about identifying these problems in our immediate communities, and because it's a voluntary organization, we come together as young people, putting our resources together to try to identify these problems, then find solutions to them. One of our biggest challenge in Ghana is leadership, and if we have good leaders, it translates into the problems that we have. They become less. So one of the key things JCI Ghana has in the past and currently working on is on leadership. So we usually have a leadership academy that we organize for young people like us. We have seasoned experts within JCI Ghana that we leverage on to provide this kind of empowerment to our young people. We also rely on our international partners in terms of, so for instance, Vice President who is in Ghana will have the opportunity to deliver a training to our members. And some of these capacity building or trainings is aimed at empowering the mindset of young people to take up leadership role to make their communities better. They don't need to sit and wait for government, to appoint them or tell them that, oh, we need you to do this. We rather take the lead and then bring in government. Okay, this is what we are doing, trying to solve these problems in the community.
So the issue of not sitting, waiting for government to provide solutions to all the challenges that young people especially are confronted with. Vice President, back in Mauritius, where you come from, how is volunteerism perceived among the populace? How are the young people in Mauritius involved in voluntary activities? So, in general, how is volunteerism faring in Mauritius?
Okay. I think I'm just thinking aloud, is volunteering in Mauritius is actually been viewed as giving back your time to the society. Why? Because most of the people there are highly educated, but one thing that they have realized is that whatever they have done is only for them, for themselves. But what we have done for another one, it's really rare. So there's a lot of service clubs there. And through these service clubs, you have a lot of people who engage to give, to donate, I would say, to give their time to the society to do volunteering. And many of these societies are well known. Like we have Rotary, we have Lions Club, we have JCI, and you have many other global shapers as well. So these people, they give their time to the society through the different frameworks they have in different clubs. And like for example in JCI, we often use the action framework to find the root cause of the problem, and not just to give a painkiller solution, but at the end of the day to get the root cause to solve it. So that's a bit about the volunteerism in Mauritius. Yeah.
How is it performing? Mauritius, volunteerism in Ghana.
Yes.
Generally.
I would say in the past, Ghana was generally known for that spirit of communal support. But currently, it's really difficult getting a lot of people to buy into volunteerism. Somebody does something and is expecting something in return, but not really to do it wholeheartedly. And that's a big challenge for us as youth now. So JCI Ghana is trying, and with the promotion you're also doing with your channel, to imbibe that spirit of volunteerism in young people right from the grassroots. So some of the projects we have carried out at the local organization level include what we call the Brighten Your Corner, where we've identified schools with dilapidated structure, and through efforts of members' contribution, we've done some refurbishment of the structure to give hope and explain to the young people that this is how we go about it. This is the commitment we've made to make your corner bright.
That's right.
We've also had instances where we do sensitization of young people. You asked about some of the projects in terms of health. Yes, we've had a Save a Life project. It's a signature project for JCI Tamale Premier, which is focused on first aid, especially in schools. You know, our young people play and sometimes they get rough. So in the event that somebody's hurt, what's the first line of action? So we want to imbibe that spirit as well. So we train our young people on that.
Is this something you are doing Red Cross? Because that is
so we do that with the Red Cross, and then like I also mentioned, we also have experts within JCI, health professionals who are into emergency services, who provide that service as well. We partner with other agencies, especially in the area of sanitation. We've had some of our local organizations build structures to ease open defecation in the community through their own resources, and also writing for some proposals to support that cause. There's a number of projects in peace, for instance, and there was a big project, the Peace is Possible campaign, which really was aimed at promoting peace during the 2024 elections, and that became a signature project that every time we are carrying out a project, we imbibe that element of peace to promote coexistence between especially young people.
That's right. That's right. So Rohit, at the international level, that's JCI at the international level, are you able to provide some funding support to some of your member organizations, like member national organizations, to undertake projects? Because I know JCI is in over 120 countries across the globe, Europe, Asia, Africa, all over. So I want to know, are you able to provide some funding support to national organizations or to even local organizations directly for some specific projects?
Actually, we have something called a grant. And the grants are given to national organizations or local organizations who have projects that are aligned with our vision and missions, our goals. And they describe also how they are attaining a sustainable impact, be it in the society, in the communities, or everywhere. So we open the call for applications, and we share it with all the countries where JCI is present. And when they apply, there's a board that meets and evaluates all the projects, and then they do provide grants.
So in terms of the grants that you provide, I know you say you are responsible for about 7 countries. Which countries are you currently responsible for? And have you been able to identify how these countries are also faring in the areas of active citizenship, volunteerism, and the love for nation in building these various countries of
for sure. All the 7 countries that have been assigned, exception of Yemen, because it's a war zone there. But all the countries are already performing well in terms of volunteerism. We do understand that
which countries are these?
I would say Nigeria. Nigeria is booming in terms of volunteering, and in terms of even the organization of local at the local level. Even I can take example of Congo and DR Congo, they are really booming. And one thing is to highlight that each country has a specific challenge. Not every country is the same in terms of the economic activities, in terms of even the quality of members, because the background they come from, and they get the platform. But at the end of the day, our mission and vision is the same. We are here to just to summarize JCI, that we are a leadership school. We are a leadership development school, and we are here to develop the hidden talents of young people, to give them a trainings so that they can be a better citizens later.
So before I come back again to President, your visit in Ghana is just for a few days. What specifically are you here to achieve?
Specifically, I'm here to achieve is that in Ghana, in JCI Ghana, I was speaking with the national president, is that JCI Ghana is really regarded high in Africa. Why? Because in terms of the quality of members, and even in terms of the, I would say the type of members that we have here, they are really dedicated towards service and dedicated towards volunteering. So what I'm really trying to see in these 3 days is try to recreate that synergy, try to re-bring people together, and we go and work towards a better society.
Good. Mr. President, there are a number of organizations here in Ghana civil society organizations that are doing so well in mobilizing volunteers to achieve certain goals. We have the Star Ghana Foundation, we have Plan International, we have CARE, we have JCI, of course, Rotary is there, Lions, a number of civil society organizations. How do you think we can synergize all of the efforts of these civil society organizations to be able to achieve results of providing sustainable development for this country's development generally? How do we do that? Building synergy among these organizations.
Yes, so like you mentioned, there are a number of fishermen and women in the sea trying to fish out, the same, product. And it's very important because where we stand as a country, synergy is critical in shaping us to address some of these key issues. And I know a number of organizations like Star Ghana has organized platforms that brings together like-minded organizations to try to, strategically identify ways of addressing these issues, also bearing in mind the limited access to resources now, and also trying to build the capacities of, the civil society space for individuals and groups to understand the need for, that leverage to be able to, drive home the objectives that we have. JCI is very open to, collaborating with other like-minded organizations, which is one key value for JCI partnership. We are very critical in identifying like-minded people, trying to leverage on them. We know we have the human resource, we have the mobilization skills, so we're able to support other perhaps bigger organizations that need that kind of drive to be able to meet this gap. So we are open to any form of partnership that any civil society organization, in Ghana would like us to assist to address some of these key challenges that we are faced with in the country, especially with volunteerism. I know there are upcoming activities by some of the organizations like Star Ghana to promote volunteerism among the youth.
That's right.
JCI is quite.
I'm going to put both of you on the spot on something. You will all agree with me that there is so much unemployment across the continent, including Ghana for that matter. I want to take your views on this. How can we use volunteerism to solve unemployment challenges in our various countries across the continent? But let's use Ghana as a case study. How can we use volunteerism to solve unemployment challenges in our country? Any of you can take this.
Okay. Maybe I go first.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking that, by volunteering actually teaches you how to manage people. It teaches you the first skill of management. Let's put it like this.
Okay.
If you go forward, it will also teach you the way you communicate, the way you manage a team. It's all the soft skills that no school will teach you. It's only on the field that you will learn it. So volunteering, tackling employment, it is possible. How? Is in terms of how much time you are volunteering and how in terms of capacity you're growing as well, and in terms of the inner skills, the soft skills that you're gaining is growing. So for me, it is possible. And maybe one example I can take, I know for international fundings of UK and US, is that they just don't look at what the education you have, but how much time you have spent in volunteering. They look at this, and often in some cases, they look at the time you spent in volunteering that are more weighted than the academic education you have.
Okay, that's a good one. Yes.
Just taking off from where International Vice President, my boss will always say that he doesn't believe in the grammar you have on the CV. But what he looks out for is somebody who has a feel to volunteer.
That's right.
And for me personally, that has worked for me. My first employment was through JCI as a volunteer. When you come into this space, you come in with a drive, you come in with a sense of purpose that you are not directed to do, but it's something that is innate.
Mhm.
And in doing that, people are watching. The case of unemployment is not always that there's no jobs, but the right people to fill the jobs is also another angle to look at. And like he said, so for instance, JCI, there are a lot of soft skills that are provided for you in terms of leadership that every employer will want to see that, oh, this person I'm bringing on board has good leadership skills to be able to manage. No matter your age, you can command the respect of those that have been put in trust.
Okay.
And these are things that I want to encourage our young people that let's spend more energy and more time volunteering.
Mm.
The more you build your capacity, so for instance, in trainings, JCI trainings has pushed me to a level where if you give me any topic or any area that you want me to train, I'll do my homework well. I should be able to. And consultancy is also all about this kind of capacity that we have. And I just think that it gives us the opportunity to rethink about solving issues, not always about being in a suit and tie, but taking a backstage and looking at the problem in a more volunteer kind of angle or eye.
You touched on the very next question I wanted to put to you about sharing with myself and my viewers your personal experiences when it comes to volunteerism. I have a lot of it, but it is not for me to share now. It is for you to share yours. There we come. So, can you share with us what your some personal experiences you had in the area of volunteerism? Yes.
I think there's a lot.
Okay.
Because personally, I believe that volunteering has changed me as a person. And I take, for example, in JCI, I was the local president, and I was also, as part of the national board, I got the opportunity to be the transport director of a conference that we organize in Africa and Middle East.
Okay.
So, going through this role and this opportunity made me realize that I can do anything I want in my life. This is simply because, in terms of managing the committee, the awareness I got, and I got to know myself better, what I can do, what I am good at.
That's right.
So volunteering has really changed me, and today I realize that the more I volunteer, the more I feel good, and it's scientifically also proven that the more you volunteer, the more the good hormones are produced, so you feel better. So that's a bit about me.
That's right.
Yeah,
Volunteerism experiences.
I mentioned how I got my first job through volunteerism.
That's right.
Beyond that, the network has been very good. There are times, I come to Accra, I need some assistance with something. I just pick a phone call and then I'm able to reach somebody immediately to help me or assist me. And that is the currency now, network. And you can only find that through some of these volunteerism platforms that are created. Sometimes I'm questioned by my family, are you paid to do this job? You spend so much time, you travel on your own to Accra, outside Ghana, to attend JCI events. What do you get from it? And there's a fulfillment, the satisfaction, And I just encourage that in volunteerism, don't look at what is done, but the satisfaction you derive from it. Like he said, it makes you happy all the time.
That's right.
Happy man.
That's right. It makes you happy all the time. Because service to humanity
is the
best work of life. Thank you very much, Frederick Nuritek, the president of GCI Ghana, and Mr. Yodesh Ruhi, the international vice president of GCI headquarters, assigned to Ghana and 6 other countries. You are welcome to Ghana. And thank you very much.
Thank you
for making time with us on Volunteers TV show. Thank you for making time with us.
Thank you.
Viewers, it's been very interesting conversation. Thank you very much for making time with us this evening as well. And we look forward to having you same time next week here on Channel 1 TV. Thank you very much and have a good evening.